everybody, welcome back to some more Dungeons and Dragons. Finally, after a little bit of a break, well, we still had Dungeon Bowls and Dragons, and that was fun until I did didn't get a chance to do things, but it was still fun. And we are joined today, right now, by Chun,
Still traumatized from Dungeon Bowl and Dragons.
Kitsu,
And not traumatized from blood bowls.
and Kari.
Good afternoon.
I don't think she's ever played Blood Bowl. She certainly didn't play Dungeon Bowl.
No, she's the smartest one out of all of us here.
Oh
It says
my God.
you.
She
I
does-
watched Krendor and TB play Blood Bowl years ago when TB was still around.
Ah,
Yeah, they never got into playing Blood Bowl. That's why I said she's the smartest one out of all of us. We all have played Blood Bowl.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Digi right now is not here, so unless they show up, we might have a little bit of a shorter session, but we still will be having fun. Let me F11 this so you guys get a bigger picture on your side and don't have to see my Opera G
other tabs.
Yeah. But all right, Chun, are you good to go? Are you done on your side?
Oh yeah, I've been having my side hot for the longest time. Actually, just after you started going hot.
Oh, well, that works too.
Yeah, you'd think I wouldn't have to going through this have this entire intro not on a live mic?
Potentially, you never know. Technical difficulties as well too.
I very well may have a problem with certain parts of it, but live mics are usually not it.
No, it's just usually the your alerts and everything like that, just like mine.
Ah, but I fixed my alerts today.
I wonder if mine are
We're
working.
happy.
Spin the wheel.
Mhm. Yeah, I got
Mine
a
are working.
A headline.
You did. I saw it. I didn't hear it, but I saw it. Y'all can hear it. I can't.
All right. Well, if I remember right, which I may not because it's been a little while, we ended your last day after some adventuring and some fighting and other general badness that was going on in the jungle.
Yep. We fought a mist monster. We got lost in the jungle. Diggory's still carrying a boat. And
The boat, the
Found
most
our
important.
way in the jungle and then probably lost our way in the.
The boat is the most important party member right now. Never taking any damage, always being there to cover Diggory's back. Nothing
most
can go
people,
wrong.
most parties adopt a goblin or a kobold or some orphan. I've got a goddamn boat.
We adopted a boat.
See, this one adopted a boat.
Well-
The other party for Curse of Strahd adopted a frog. Well, toad, technically, but
It was a frog?
yeah, they
I don't
found
remember that.
the pot of frogs that was in the windmill.
Oh, your Curse of Strahd, not my Curse of
My
Strahd.
Curse of Strahd.
That's where I was confused. It's like you were talking about a toad. It's like Utter was a snake.
Nope, they adopted a toad from them, and then they went to Blinsky's Toys and got little doll outfits for it to make it a wizard.
Oh my god.
This is
It's
what-
not fun, it's not Blinsky!
But
In
it,
case anybody needs to be reminded, I'm legitimately insane.
we all a little bit. At least I am. I know I am.
And to be honest,
Our Curse of Strahd has been a slice of life Strahd.
Oh yeah, they have.
Whereas mine was a bit more action packed.
Yeah, they have most. They have avoided most combat. Have walked around trying to find, well, anything to do really. They're in Vallaki right now, going to participate in there. They failed to save Arabella from the lake, and
They
just
never even got to that part in my book.
you know, it's been fun.
Y'all made it a point to spend no time in Vallaki on my side.
But we digressed long enough. Um,
Yes.
it is a new day in the wilderness. It is um, time to set your travel. So, who wants to roll to see what direction you are traveling?
Keep going with it. After all, I got
You gotta redeem yourself. Especially
uh,
from yesterday.
oh dear goddess, really?
I genuinely forget. Were we knowing where we were, or are we still lost?
Based on my notes, you know where you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Self grab my notebook out, or anything else happens.
Wait, no, you know where you are because I have not moved the secret token from where you guys were last time. So
Oh, yes, I forgot about the secret token.
I have my secret token to tell me, yep, they're lost. All right. Need to refresh my knowledge on if that is enough to if you are lost or not. No, you know exactly which way you're going. So which direction do you want to travel?
Going towards Omo.
So this one or the one directly south of you? That one or that one?
Yeah, southwest.
Okay. Boop.
I already reviewed that.
Doop. All right.
Just looking at the map, and I'm thinking, so many places that started with a boat with being useful, and I'm just looking at the map. It's like there's nothing useful for the boat anywhere near here, is there?
Do you want the honest answer, or do
Probably.
you want the honest answer, or do you want the answer you want to hear?
I don't care. I'll just keep moving. I'm dedicated to the boat, and it's stupid fucking boat.
So most of your travel during the day is actually very easy. You can still hear some larger creatures off in the distance. You hear um, you can smell some shambling undead off in the distance that doesn't seem to be coming closer to you right now. You find and after most of the day traveling, you begin to set up your camp as the sun begins to go down and everything is starting to settle as you're getting ready to end your day's travel. Once you're about to set up camp, let's see here. Who's going to be... Oh, this is fun.
Oh no.
Les is the first person to notice somebody approaching the camp.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Mute Sabu is waving and grunting.
She is waving, doing some silent screams to try and get you guys' attention, but no sounds coming out. The rest of the party that's here, go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay, perception.
Yes, we could probably all see that Les is going a little nuts, but
Definitely.
uh, 14.
Yeah, this is actually perfect. The two people who will recognize this person. Shauna and Diggory, you both see Les freaking out and look the direction that they are pointing to see a familiar looking person approaching your camp. Where is... Let me get named NPCs. Show you this again.
Oh,
It's that guy again.
it's the fellow with the ring.
The one ring to rule them all.
Or cover it
Very
all in frost.
Erd is a the ranger looks a little bit more haggard than the last time that you see him. Some of his armor and clothes are torn up. His face has smears of dirt and blood on it. But overall, he seems to still be at least standing tall from what still. Although you do notice that his companion Dragonbait is not around.
Anna runs over. Yo, what happened?
Oh, I never thought I'd run into you again, Shauna. It is good to see you. Yes, my state of dishevelment. I ran into some undead.
Such is the way around here. At the very least, you seem to be mostly intact.
Oh, I've had worse, definitely, but I am in quite a lot of pain and much disrepair.
Well then, join us. You shared your hospitality with us once. Least we could do is offer the same.
I greatly appreciate it. Would you care to introduce your new companions, actually? Looks like you have a few.
Yes, and our group has changed a fair bit since we last met. The short, angry one over there is Ramira. That was a very quiet response, but I'm willing to bet that's just the mics.
That was definitely the mics are about charmed.
And our other friend is Les. Doesn't say much, unfortunately, price of power and all, but they've proven to be well and effective companions.
I see. And it looks like you have someone struck by the T-pose virus that is ravaging the land still.
Yes, yes. Oh, yeah. I suppose you haven't met her either. Yeah. Oh, crap. Why'd I forget her name? That's just me being stupid.
Above board, Idun.
Thank you. Yes, that's a Dune. Another stalwart companion that we've had. And half dragon. Which actually, speaking of, what of your friend Dragonbait, if I remember his name correctly?
Dragonbait, we were unfortunately separated as we were set upon by the undead. Um,
Fortunate.
it definitely was. They are somewhere into the jungle, and I am doing my best to search for them. Although, don't take, don't worry too much about them. They are quite able to handle themselves for the most part.
Certainly appeared capable when last we met. But at any rate, yeah, right. Come, sit and regale us of what we've all learned, I suppose. Uh, actually, which one of us knows anything of? Oh, actually, Shauna, you're the one that would be the best at healing.
Yes, let me mend your wounds.
No, it is fine. I'm actually, for the most part, um, for the most part, perfectly fine with my wounds here. I healed them up mostly myself, just still sore and still needing to repair the clothing.
Very well then. So otherwise, from the undead, what brings you to this part of the jungle?
Um,
Well, as the undead and the and your it's apparently eternal pursuit.
well, to be honest for you, I ran into some problems up north to where I met you last, and well, had to escape pretty quickly. Um, ran into some frost giants and had to make a quick escape.
Yes, we ran into a group of frost giants ourselves once. It said that they were searching for a man with a particular artifact.
I
For the life of for the life of us, we couldn't. We had no idea who they were talking about, though.
yeah, I would not
He
know
says with an
exactly who they be searching for. I just don't want to fight frost giants, especially four of them.
yes, that was definitely would definitely be a difficult fight to be had, certainly.
Shauna's just sitting in front of the fire, just waving her brush, painting a little more flames.
Why the fuck am I the face? Any- It's just like the irony that the Minotaur. Like, I know I say this almost every time, but that the Minotaur with one of the lower charismas in the group is the most chatty one, whereas the best charisma is literally mute.
It happens to the best of us because the face has nothing to do with actually rolling everything. You're just the one who wants to talk the most. Having the ability to also roll for the stuff too does help, but you know.
Also true. I mean, being in control of both character sheets is one thing, but
I have a plus
anywho.
3 in charisma. I just don't use it.
Yeah, why don't you use it? Anyway, usual gameplay quips aside.
You, for the most part, you guys settle down. Artist doesn't really have too much extra to tell you,
Hmm.
but you all fall asleep, and by the morning, Artist has actually already moved on. Before you all wake up and are able to do that, he did leave you a gift of 100 gold pieces
Ooh.
and 4 potions, 4 greater potions of healing.
Hey. Always good to have friends and allies in places.
Yep, a lot of good allies.
Here's hoping that either he or they, he and us, one of these days I'll actually understand how to speak.
But it is not
Point
this day.
being,
Okay, you're getting there.
yeah, 16 intelligence and I have trouble speaking. Grew up in a goddamn library having trouble speaking. This is why I punch things, I suppose.
You didn't read books on how to speak well. You read books on how to punch well.
Well, see, the funny thing was the book that taught me how the book about speaking was the one I dog-eared. So there you go. How to win friends and influence people. It was.
Well, you definitely influenced them somehow.
Yes, influenced myself right into the middle of the goddamn jungle with a boat.
All right. Well, with the next day dawning, I need the next roll for jungle travel. Who wants to survive? Who wants to be survivalist?
Yeah, well,
I have no problems doing it again, but okay.
Oh,
Shauna
Me.
beat me to it. Like I was going to be funny, but Shauna beat me to it.
Shauna, which direction do you want to go?
Let's try for south and end for Omo.
Do you want to go south, directly south, or southwest?
Yep, directly south.
Okay.
I pick this direction. Do.
You spin in place 3 times, get mildly dizzy, point in a direction. They're as good as ever for me.
I mean, we haven't really ran into any civilization. And
Well, if our information is correct, we're headed towards something's akin to it.
hopefully we'll get there.
Hopefully, it's at least where he's got a pond.
We're starting to smell.
I was more referring to the boat. But as far as the smell is concerned, since I picked that wizarding primer back up, prestidigitation does wonders for maintaining laundry and hygiene in
That is
general.
true.
kind of makes you wonder why young wizards don't just, be like, oh, are always just like, oh, I'm going to go to the top of the wizarding world. I'm going to find a research tower and make my spells known to the weave and the goddesses of magic and all of that. No, just open a laundry. You'll get that. You can make a mint in a year. Just snapping your fingers over people's soiled unmentionables.
After most,
Yeah, just dabs, just dabs her brush on it.
after about half a
Just-
day's of travel, you all find yourself entering into a relatively small clearing. To find yourself at the edge of a small pond.
Oh, well, I suppose if you, what's the word? No, really, what is the word?
Complain and thou shalt be answered.
Well, squeaky wheel gets the grease. Implore was the word I was looking for. Well, if one thing, I can always just put the boat down for a while. And even if I don't trust water in the jungle, especially this deep into the undead areas.
As you approach the water, you do see that it is actually pretty crystal clear. It seems to be rippling as it comes in from some unseen source, at least here. But it does travel down a small stream that leads away that does not seem deep enough to be able to travel down, but it is enough to drain, to not have the little pond that you are by constantly overfill and become larger. And the pond is maybe roughly about 300 feet around across. You're not sure how deep exactly, though.
Are we sure that it's a pond? It kind of looks like it's one-dimensional.
All right, changing the
Not
encounter and
not everybody is an artist, Shauna.
let's see here. What god do I
That's a
want to throw
pond.
at you?
Well, let's see. Let's see. Well, on one hand, it could have been a giant alligator. It might have been a horde of drowned. Congratulations, Shauna. I think we're fighting an aboleth now.
No.
I hear
Let's
toy
look at an
commercial.
old-
Why would I?
I hear
Why would
toy commercials are good for the next round.
Why would I throw an aboleth at you guys?
Because it would be funny, and it's what I would threaten to do.
Well, yeah, you could do that. What I could just throw Morris Lib at you guys.
Even better.
I was poking a joke at one of the old animes that
I know.
I love.
I am not actually
know
throwing
and
one of the gods at you because that's unfair.
Oh, Hydra. There's another thing that could show up.
I'll just throw Tiamat at you.
Oh, crap.
And not the aspect of, just actual Tiamat.
Got herself out of a verse, did she? And all it took was a dumb joke.
Yeah,
Millennia, if not eons of planning. Being schemes upon schemes within schemes, minions and plans and artifacts galore, and all it took was one dumb joke.
I mean, that's like the plot of 90% of Dungeons and Dragons campaigns.
Agreed.
All it took was one dumb insert thing here to create bad guy X.
Great bad. Dungeons and Dragons is just the boiled down epitome of Joker's reasoning of one rotten day. Am I wrong?
No.
I just love that I pulled a Magic Knight Ray Earth joke with this mystical pond that is supposed to be where you get the crystals called escudo out of. Yet when you look at it from a horizontal view, it's just a line.
As you guys are resting at the edge of the pond,
Now that you say that, you've given DeHedro the option of pulling something from Rayearth for us to fight now, right?
mwaha, mwahahaha. Everybody make a perception check.
Here we go. Let's see. Perception from Diggory. Not so great. Perception
Well-
from Les.
Ah.
Better, but not so great.
Okay, Shauna actually sees this. The rest of the party happens to see a rather large, I do mean rather large, snapping turtle slowly crawling its way towards the party through the water. The thing is,
So a freshwater snapping turtle in a small mountain lake, fed by a freshwater spring. I honestly say I'd have to. It's actually fairly mundane, all things considered.
Shauna, you happen to notice that as you're kind of paying attention to the actual snapping turtle, you notice that the surface of the pond, which has been still for the most part, rippling but not too bad, is starting to become much more agitated on a regular basis. You see it ripple and then still and then ripple, still and then ripple.
Diggory, you might want to pick up the boat.
Is the first water we've seen in literally a month of travel, and I'm not. You think I'm just gonna leave the boat and just gonna keep the boat onto my back?
I mean, literally, look at the water.
Yes, it's very wet. Oh my god!
Shadow, you also hear this first before it's too late for everybody. Suddenly, you hear stomping from something that's rather large, becoming much, much quicker before bursting into the actual area is a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Welcome to Initiative, folks.
My goddess.
Here we go. I get another crack at a skull, I guess. Oh, please, please. Oh, it's going so slow. No! Yay! If it weren't for my bad initiative rolls, I'd have no initiative rolls to speak of.
All right, let's get this.
I just need to add the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the Dragon Turtle and...
No snap. Do I want to throw the snapping turtle at you too? Yeah, let's throw the snapping turtle at you too.
You think I am? Ford from Critical Role? He's like, well, has this huge problem with turtles in general.
Grab you, go back to this.
Yes, I did watch Critical Role for a while.
At least we don't have the door issues.
Yeah, that's true.
move this
Oh,
stuff to
goodness.
that layer. No, not that layer. GM layer. Map layer? Yeah, there we go.
Yep, map layer.
And let's go to map layer so I can put this in
I love
there.
the fact that they have so many things, so many bosses in their games, and yet the one thing that stalwarts them is a flippin' door.
Again, takes all kinds.
All right.
I'm
This should be
just trying
fun
to
for you
fix the
guys.
door.
Yeah, especially as the monk is T-posing.
Yep. Well, first
Also, because Les is going last and is in perfect jumping range.
yes, they are. For both of the things. Well, first off is Ramira. Your turn. What are you doing?
Definitely running up to the T-Rex. That's my max movement there. And I'm not foolish enough to run up to it and have no attacks. Just fuck that.
Yeah.
We can move on to Diggory here.
What do you know? I'm actually comparatively top of the order.
Diggory, your turn.
That's... Okay, I guess I've. Okay, so that's where. Okay. Just needed to verify that. All right. You know, this is going to be fun. I'm going to use my bonus action to manifest Echo and drop him 15 feet. 5, 10, 15. Closer to the turtle in the water.
The
Okay.
turtle has made it to the water.
I'm actually just going to drop that down to 1 so that we know about that. Thank you.
And I am making a copy of this and putting it on my token page. So
That'll be nice.
The turtle has made it to the water.
Put you all the way down in the corner there. There we go.
Yep.
Every time Krenter got got someone to sub to him, a turtle has made it to the water.
Yep. 30-foot radius. Okay, so I'm actually going to try something silly. My shadow's
You're gonna-
over there. Yeah, my
You're
shadow's
gonna
over there.
suplex the turtle.
Yeah, it's better than suplexing a train. Or worse. Or whatever. I'll suplex a T-Rex later. If ever I get second level spells. Unless somebody knows Enlarge Reduce right now.
I'm having too much fun.
There's
Yeah.
only one caster. I don't think I gave Enlarge Reduce to Les.
I don't think you can get Enlarge Reduce as a Warlock. I've looked. Anyway, I am going to utilize a charge of my Maul of Terror.
Yay, Maul of Terror.
1 charge to release a wave of terror. Each creature of my choice in a 30-foot radius from me must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw. So that would just be the Snapping Turtle.
Turtle. Let's see if this works.
Am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club?
Wisdom saving throw, right? What's the DC?
15.
It got a 2.
Yay.
So it is what? Feared?
It is frightened of me for 1 minute. While it is frightened, the creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away from me as it can, and it cannot willingly move to a space within 30 feet of me. It also can't take reactions. It can only use the dash action or try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving. If it has nowhere it can move, the creature can use the dodge action. At the end of its turns, it can repeat the saving throw, ending the effect on a success.
That one will work for fear. Okay. So
For
the
whatever
turf.
reason, it's not letting me take off charges on this, by the way, so I'll just keep in mind of that.
So the giant turtle is scared of you, Diggory.
All right. Well, that's my bonus action, my action. In the meantime, I'm just going to go, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm just going to go there, put myself between Les and the T-Rex, and it's also as far as I can get without being,
Yep, I was just
dispelling the shadow. I was
just
being
checking
careful of that.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
So, well, I have to read fear again.
This thing is not letting me click off charges. All right.
Fear, 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 fear. 266. Oh, I don't want. It's a different status condition.
I have asked the savior.
It is not fear, frightened. Come on. Blinded, frightened.
Blinded by the bull.
But I gave you. Sorry, just verify.
Give up from my moose. Another echo from my stall. Blinded by the bull.
If I ever need to look up stuff, I just need to let Chun and everybody else just vamp off each other for a little bit, then entertainment until I find what I need to find.
Dead air is an entertainer's worst nightmare.
That is very true.
That's evidenced by the fact that we would allow dead air to linger for a few seconds as a pregnant pause to emphasize that.
Dun dun dun.
It's almost like I know what I'm talking about, even when I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
I gave this up.
Pregnant pause number 2.
Dun dun dun. I need to get better copies of all of my books, really, so I can search through them.
The Servant Summer Festival.
So, making sure you
On the
said that. So it instills the frightened condition, or what condition does the Mall of Terror do?
Right.
Frightened.
Frightened.
Okay.
If I could upcast it, it would be a heightened frightened.
That turtle just got coconut mauled.
Dun 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 dun. Note to self: find a coconut, stick it on the mall.
Dun 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 dun.
You. Apparently, nothing else from my mindless, nonsensical ramblings.
Okay, so it does have to. All right, you're reading off the 2024 edition of what Frightened does, which is fine. So he has to move away from you as much as possible, but he's not within 30 feet of you anymore.
The question is he is this my shadow probably wouldn't classify as me, even if it's as close to me as me gets.
No, the fear is emanating from the actual maul itself, which you have. A frightened creature must take
But
the
Shadow
damage.
also has a maul in his hands, and it's shadowy, so it's doubly terrifying.
It doesn't say there's a minimum range, though. It just has to move away from you. So it takes the dash action because it has to, um, and moves away, which gives the shadow a chance to react if you wanted to.
All right, will do. Throw one of those, and 18.
18 hits.
Probably not. Oh, okay. For 13
That's
points of bludgeoning maul of terror damage.
And
This is exactly why I started the game with a maul, even though I was primarily punching. Considering because the maul has the highest damage ratio of any other weapon.
And the giant snapping turtle will make it into deep enough water that it just disappears from the fight.
So, we win!
You win! Perfect!
And in comes the
Full
Tyrannosaurus Rex,
combo!
running right up to here.
Hi, what's the size of your skull?
The skull is about almost the size of you. This is a big boy T-Rex.
I'm going to wear your head as a hat.
As you say that, it attempts to bite at you. First roll to
15
hit
misses.
is a 15, so that misses. And with its tail, it snaps its tail out at Ramira. For a 16, does that hit you, Ramira? It does not.
Barely dodge out of the way of that one.
And with that, Shauna, it is your turn.
Well, let's see. Let's see. That sees everything. Well, I will also I'll also run in
Okay.
and take a couple of swings. Great sword, go! Okay,
The 11 misses.
I graze. If your attack rolls with a great sword misses a creature, you can deal damage to that creature equal to the ability modifier you use to make the attack roll.
Okay, what's the ability modifier for it?
This damage is the same type dealt by the great sword, and the damage can be increased only by increasing the ability modifier and and it's slashing.
Okay, what was the ability modifier that you rolled? So I know how much damage.
7.
You don't deal 7 damage. You just deal whatever your. You're rolling with strength. So what's your strength ability
Yeah,
modifier?
I think graze is 1 damage plus strength, in which case
I have a +3 in strength.
but I'm also not the DM, so and I'm not super familiar with weapon mastery rules, so
Yeah, me either. I'm looking it up right now. Cleave, graze. Yeah, so is dealing additional damage equal to dealing damage? It's dealing additional damage, but I'm guessing it just means dealing damage equal to the ability modifier. So since she used that, she deals 3 damage with it. -3. Okay,
Yeah.
so you grazed it. That is your first attack. Are you doing a secondary attack?
Sure. Gonna smash it again and see what gets through. Wow.
22 hits.
About a 22
That hits.
or 8. Uh, the dice just don't like me. And defense mode.
Okay. Yeah, your attacks, while you graze with the first one and the second one lands true, you don't seem to bite into this T-Rex very much, as it barely seems to register your attack.
It totally just tickles.
Les, your turn.
Okay, I am going to do something funny. I hope. I am going to cast Phantasmal Force.
Ooh,
10-foot cube centered on the T-Rex, like right where it's standing.
Oh no.
okay.
It makes a wisdom save, or no, it's an intelligence saving throw.
Well, this is going to be fun for it. DC?
The DC is 15.
Probably not going to do this. It rolls a -1.
Wow, that is so bad. Okay.
It has a 2 intelligence.
At that point, the T-Rex now believes fully and totally that it is standing in lava.
Okay.
Now, the question being, is the T-Rex smart enough to realize lava hot? Point being, I'm trying to figure out, what could I possibly use to make this guy just take damage every turn.
No, you
At any
actually
rate,
the phantasm includes sound, temperature, and other stimuli. So
Okay.
the temperature is technically there as lava in that 10-foot square in the middle of it.
okay.
So-
So, because it senses that and is in the middle of it, it will take 2d8 psychic damage perceived as fire damage.
Yep. So it takes 12 damage.
Les is going to back off a few feet just to be safe. Meanwhile, Phantasmal Force is a concentration spell.
Yep. And we will just draw on the map layer this 10-foot square here is the floor is literal lava here.
But only for the T-Rex.
Yes, but only for the T-Rex. And that's Les's turn?
That is Les's turn.
Ramira, you are up as you see the T-Rex starting to do the my feet are really hot dance and start stomping back and forth trying to pay attention to the lava that you don't see.
Wow,
Okay.
if we had such a video capture card, we would be able to film this.
What are you talking about? There's at least 2 of us streaming this exact thing happening right now. We are capturing this.
Dun dun dun.
Anyway, as usual, go into my rage. Reckless attack with frenzy.
Okay.
Alright. Some mating adjustments, but then again, it'll be a while. So there's going to be with advantage just to hit them. So the 23 hit.
Just got a really bad
That's a 9 you
image
rolled.
in my head.
Oh, you have advantage. Yeah, so 23 does hit.
Yeah, it's
Brain.
a reckless attack. I get advantage for it. Alrighty then. Okay, get this frenzy.
I had a bad
Point.
thought in my head, just
Fine.
imagining the dinosaur in TMNT, and it's just hopping on one claw, holding its other, going, "My toe, my toe, my toe."
Dear God. Oh.
Meanwhile, what was going through my head was Rizzo from in Muppets Christmas Carol. He falls down. Him and Gonzo are playing as chimney sweeps. Rizzo falls down, smelling after a goose. Falls down the chimney. Goes. Oh, at least I landed on something soft. Oh, and hot. Oh, hot.
1 second. Put you back. Okay. So minus.
Okay. Grand total of 17 points of damage from my one attack.
As you attack and land a vicious blow, the T-Rex roars out in pain, so loud that from the ground erupts zombies.
Fun.
There's a T-Rex zombie summoner variant in this book. It might also just be a terrain feature. We are in orange area after all.
Oh, fuck.
The Rexamancer.
Dinomancer. Birthday tree.
Holy shit. Oh, fuck.
Vampire.
All right,
Yeah, Dune, you can handle this, right? T poses in silence.
You look away, suddenly look back, all the zombies are dead. They're still T-posing. You're not sure exactly what happened.
Good work.
I'm going to do this in
Now I get
2 groups. The northern group gets 1 initiative, and the southern group gets 1 initiative. Because otherwise, I'm going to be here forever.
I was going to ask, are you going to put an individual initiative for each one of these 13 zombies?
Nope. The top ones get the first one. The bottom ones get the second one.
Alrighty.
Shuffle this. Hey, look, they go in the normal order after that. After everything, Ramiro, you get your second attack still, though.
Yes.
25
What the
hits.
fuck? Okay. That's a great. That's actually, well, I don't have to adjust it for the rage extra. It's only 2 points, so 11 points.
Okay. The T-Rex is quite upset. Still kind of doing the hopping back and forth on each foot right now, looking very awkward, stomping the ground enough, and kind of hilarious to watch it do it. At least on your side. Diggory, your turn.
I gave it one hell of a hot foot. Well, Les gave it one hell of a hot foot. Les says in her mind, you don't hear it. Oh, boy. This is tricky.
Roast chicken, anyone?
Or actually, is it? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay where I am. I'm going to shout to Shauna, get to the other side of the T-Rex. I'll see if I can I'll see what I can do about keeping people off of us.
Okay, then.
I'm going to bring the shadow. I'm going to move myself. Actually, no, I'm going to bring the shadow nearby. Actually, put it in front of, right next to Les.
Are you moving the shadow, or are you...
Oh, I'm moving the shadow. I'm risking 2 attacks of opportunity.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Let me bring a zombie profile up here. Come on. I'll pop it out first. That's why it won't go up. Alright, so I need, what, an 18 to hit?
Yes.
First attack. 14.
Nope.
Second attack. 11. Nope. It makes it through the attacks of opportunity fine.
All right. Just as long as it's close enough, I'm then. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do that. I'm going to use another charge of the Maul of Terror and force just about everything. Yeah, I don't hit you, and you.
Okay, now I do have to do all individually. So T-Rex first is a Wisdom save.
15 is the DC again.
All right, T-Rex fails.
Nope.
It's everything but what? 1, 2, 3 zombies.
Yep. Top right, one immediately to his left, and the one on the extreme left.
So I'm basically gonna go. I'm gonna draw a line here. So it's going boop, doop, doop, doop.
Those
doop.
3 are safe.
So that's the order that I'm going in.
Works for me.
So starting from the first one, fail, fail, 3, fail, 4, pass,
He succeeds.
5, pass, 6, fail. Well, let's see this. Fail. Fail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fails, and then 2 passes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3. Actually, 1, 2, and 3 succeed. 1, 2, and 3 fail. 4 and 5
Yeah,
succeed.
I was reading up with the slams for some reason for the zombies.
Yeah,
So-
that's where I was. Yeah, and I was wish I remember where all that was. So 4, 5, 6 was this
This one
was his
here.
most recent 6-year-old. So he fails.
I need four more rolls.
Yes, 4 more rolls.
1
That's a fail.
fail. Boop. Definite
That's
fail.
definitely a fail.
Pass. And a fail.
And a fail. Meanwhile, you're rolling wisdom saves, and I'm banning bots.
Hey.
Most effective turn undead that's happened in a while.
Yeah, it's not even a turn undead, technically. Meanwhile, I'm now going to utilize... What is it? No. It's not Second Wind. It's Action Surge.
Oh boy.
Because I'm not going to just stand here and make everybody afraid of me. I'm going to pound the hell out of this guy in front of me. I'm going to take 2 attacks against him. And while 2 attacks, and I'm going to try to use Crusher to drive him 10 feet into the ground if I can again. It'll probably be like that same strength check, but that's what my intention. I want to keep him in the lava.
Okay.
$25 to hit.
25 hits.
All right. Original bludgeoning damage for 11.
And if you are trying to crusher it, knock it down. How big is this? This thing is...
I mean, actually, I need to check something. Features and traits, Crusher.
It is a huge
bludgeoning
beast.
damage. Provided the target is no more than 1 size larger than you. So I actually can't do this.
Nope, you can't crusher it. I would say if I might let you, but you would also have to make a athletics check to be able to jump up above the thing, and I would make that you roll that at disadvantage.
Which would be fair, but it's a huge size creature, so I can't do that.
Nope, I'm still gonna say
eventually.
You can do it if you would like to. I need a athletics check at disadvantage first.
Well, actually, I've got a +5 in athletics. This actually isn't half bad, but we'll see. All right. Sure. I get a second, assuming that I don't fall over on my fate, but I haven't moved, so what does it matter? No, that's a 10.
No, you fail to get purchased to where you can jump up there, so you won't be able to use the crusher on it.
That's fine. All right, second attack incoming. Please.
25.
Nah, damn it. I did roll a 15 for damage.
Okay. Yep, and the T-Rex is looking mighty injured and down. Hold on, let's take away the extra.
And if you got hit in the ankle with a giant hammer, you would be too.
All right, well, it is the T-Rex's turn.
It has to use a dash action.
Yep, it is using the dash action to get away. So,
and that'll lead to 3 attacks of opportunity. I wish we had Sentinel.
So that is 3 attacks of opportunity if you would like.
14.
That hits.
Oh, it does. All right.
12. Miss.
12
16
misses.
points to...
So
16 points of damage from my maul.
And Ramira.
hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh wait, I still
No
have
worries.
that graze ability.
So it'll take 3 from your graze. And a 15 hits. So
Okay.
minus
that's
15 because the plus 2 damage from your raging.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So that was
Hold on. There's something. There's something.
Boy,
else
I
I
wish
need to
that I had advantage because that crit would have been
Okay.
juicy.
what's that,
I
Kari?
do have weapon mastery for. I do have weapon mastery for my great axe. I just don't remember the specific thing it does.
It cleaves.
Okay, sorry.
Allows you to hit multiple opponents in one swing if you had it.
That's the reason why I would prefer to have them all. But okay, go ahead.
Yep. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20,
Well,
25.
oh,
So
actually,
it's dashing 100 feet, which is going to get it out of the battle.
that's unfortunate. But
As the T-Rex
deals-
runs away.
well, I have managed to scare 2 creatures away, but I also no longer get my fancy hat.
And on the map layer, oops, no.
So it's
Right.
arguably the best chance I had to get that fancy hat too. Although, admittedly, maybe a raptor is probably a better size if I want to wear its skull.
Oop.
So, to let you know, Idun should be waking up soon.
Oop. Okay. And then we are on
Because
the
I did
zombies.
get a message saying that.
All right, so let's first move the zombies that have fear, so they have to take the dash action. They can move 40 feet. So let's just see these ones closer to the edge, if that is enough to get them off the field. Because that will eliminate them. So this one is gone. This one is the furthest one away. So then, yep, these 3 are gone. Directly away from you is this way, which gets this one gone. Directly away. Oh, you go there. Oh, wait, nope, sorry. Did the wrong one. Why is the... Oh, I know why, because they deleted the one that had 13 on it. Okay, hold on. You...
Meh.
That means actually these zombies... And the other one, unless... We'll go back. It's fine. Add turn...
There's Idun.
13... Okay, so... That one's technically there, and technically there was one more about right there. Oh, that was part of that one.
We've
So that
been-
was there.
We've been just fighting like cartoons.
Okay. So then the rest of these 4 get to act. Move.
These 2 frightened one haven't moved yet, by the way.
No, those 2 are on the.
Oh yeah, those are the 8, aren't they? Yeah, you're
Yep.
right. You're right.
And there should be one more about here-ish that is frightened. Yeah, because it was 7 and 5 for 13. So 2 go there. 3 go there. 5, 10, 15. This one goes there, and we'll actually dash to move into Shauna. So that is 3 attacks from zombies that are going onto Les.
Okay, that's 12 AC.
Let's see. First one.
I should have moved Shadow on the other side. Yeah, that hits for 5.
Yep. Second one.
vanishing position.
Oh, fuck.
Hits for
15 hits, yep.
for another 6. And then 21 hits for 3.
For just 3. All things considered, it could have been worse.
And I need, since he took damage from 3 sources, I need 3 Constitution saves from less.
I don't think it matters much. The spell only worked on the T-Rex, and...
Nope, something different.
Oh, poison, that's right. 14,
Okay.
20,
Okay.
17.
Okay. Also, hello, Digi.
Hi.
I'm 5 less away from. Well, there's the joke. I'm 5 less away.
That is those zombies' turn. You haven't met mixed much. They met. Their party ran into Arctis Climber at the end of the last last day. Got some gifts out of it, and then moved on. And then you guys ended up finding a small little pond, and then got ambushed by a T-Rex and a snapping turtle, and then also got a now ambushed by zombies.
Yeah.
So normal things.
Sounds very busy over on your side.
Food.
Shauna, it is going to be your turn.
Yay, my turn. I will attack, and depending on. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna attack.
Okay.
Matt,
The 8 hits.
Graze.
The 8 hits.
Oh, it hits?
Yes. These are zombies. They are not very special.
Well, since that hit, I'm gonna also just nuke it.
All right, so you're dealing 9 damage plus 5. Okay. 14 points. The zombie definitely you have cut off cut into a good chunk of the zombie, but it still seems to be undead. It's still clawing and trying to get to you.
You struck it so hard, you changed its very creature type.
Yeah, Divine Smite. From the attack, the damage increases by 1d8 if the target is a fiend or an undead. That's what Divine Smite does.
Hold
I
on.
nuked it with radiant damage.
Right, so you would have rolled 3d8 for the damage. According to your roll, you rolled 9 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Plus your 5, which
It was
is...
only 2d8.
Okay, so roll another d8 and we'll take that off.
Okay.
Will the extra 4 damage be enough to destroy the zombie?
It was not.
Worth asking.
It's almost dead, but it's not dead. Well, re-dead.
Shall I roll again? next thing I could just decide to do is next time, if anything's still around, is just blast everything with a moonbeam.
Last time that happened, you cooked Diggory.
Yep, and I maniacally laughed at that too.
Are you doing your second attack against it?
Yeah, let's just get rid of it.
Critical
got rid of
hit.
it!
That,
Go ahead and roll a
I don't
D100,
even
really.
have to roll the damage.
Well, roll a
D100.
D100. Yep, so we can see
Oh.
what you get.
How badly does it get splatted?
97.
Wow.
Holy crap. Come on.
I don't even have to roll the damage.
It's not my fault being the biggest and the strongest. I don't even exercise.
97 on the critical table. Sorry, I have to get there. Come on, stupid slow computer right now. Why you not cooperate? Do.
Suddenly, the forest just sets on fire because of the area just around it just sets on fire.
The flames are blue tinged white.
Oh, go ahead and roll your normal damage because a 97 stuns your opponent for 1d6 plus 2 rounds. But you deal enough damage that you kill the thing anyway. It had 4 HP. And this one, because you dealt critical damage, it cannot
It's
use
sure stunned.
it cannot use undead fortitude. So it is dead.
And I will move right here, going this way, and that way. I basically went up here, over and down.
You never leave a threatened square, so you don't take any attack of opportunities. Okay. Now the lower zombies. So this one
Defense mode.
will get out of here.
Oing.
Slow zoom. We're not talking about those 28 days later fast zombies.
It still has it on the map. But just barely.
It's only so much on the map, and there's not hardly a visible hex.
And then the last one. Put that up there to make it easier to see. Is going to try to get to, I believe. Yeah, right. So 5, which will give Diggory your reaction if you want your Shadow to take it.
Not a bad idea. And I like my actual self. Then I roll 2 2s.
Oh, that's still enough to hit.
I love the fact that I don't even need to roll to hit with this. My modifier is just that 11.
Are you crushering it to push it away further?
Why not?
Okay, so
Just
since
have
it
a
was
baseball
here,
bat at 10 feet away.
yep. So it goes 5, 10, which costs Idun their attack of opportunity.
Ups. Ah, well.
Uh,
It's running away. And
How does it cost me my attack of opportunity?
Because he
Forced
got
movement.
forced movement through your square, so it doesn't trigger your attack of opportunity.
It can't be like Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
Or Baldur's Gate, where that also happens. Where forced movement does cause attacks of opportunity in it.
Ah. I love the scene in Advent Children where they're having to throw Cloud up high just to get to Sephiroth.
Such a dumb movie.
Yep, attack of opportunity attacks require that the creature move under its own movement. So
I always took that as its normal movement speed.
yep, according to the if you are moved without using your movement, so a forced movement doesn't trigger it, at least according to 2024 rules.
Uh, uh, action, its bonus action, its reaction, or one of its speeds. Yeah. One attack.
Reaction.
Using its action, its bonus action, its reaction, or one of its speeds.
Opportunity attack.
The attack occurs right before the creature leaves your reach. So wouldn't that mean that Diggory, it's right before it leaves Diggory's reach, so that means it would push it to the square instead of out of the square. Because if it's right before it leaves the shadow's reach, that means the shadow is pushing it to the square it was going to go to.
So it was right here. The attack of opportunity triggers as it's trying to leave, and it was going to this square here anyway.
Yeah. Which then means that the Crusher feat moves it to that square
right.
as a forced action.
Right.
Instead of
it moves it.
And that means the next movement.
Right, but the 10-foot movement pushes it to here.
Oh, it's 10 foot.
Yeah, it's a 10-foot.
Let me verify that.
I was trying to remember of how far his.
Nope, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. It's not 10 feet. It's 5 feet.
Okay,
I was going to say
that changes it then, because then yes, it would move it to here. It would take 1, 2, and then your attack of opportunity would happen right there. So yes, you do get your attack of opportunity.
Yeah. Okay. Which is unarmed. Papa.
9 hits.
I also rolled a 2.
Okay, so hold on. So the 5-foot basically becomes free because of Crusher. So it goes from here. It's still on the board. It's right there.
Just want to make sure I get my attack.
And then the rest of the zombies in that lower group get to move. So this one steps up here, and this one goes after Diggory. So the one attacking Idun. Oh, hold on. You know what I forgot to do? Battle music.
Yeah.
Well, on my side, we've had battle music, so there you go.
I had the nice, gentle forest music going for this battle. And this was anything but a gentle and anything but a forest. Well, you get it.
Got a giant snapping turtle, a T-Rex, a bunch of zombies, a lot of fear.
And then, so the first one attacking Dune with a 6, that definitely does not hit. And then this one attacking Diggory 5 definitely does not hit.
He scratches off my chest plate and like, didn't I make you afraid?
Les! It is Les's turn.
Yeah, sorry, Shadow, sorry, Shauna. She is going to cast Sword Burst.
Oh!
Ooh.
So that is a Dexterity save 15.
Plus 3.
Shadow makes it.
You said Dex?
Yep.
That is a 19.
Alright,
Looks like a 16 to me, but whatever. But yeah,
No,
3 Dex
because-
saves for the zombies.
It's from her.
Because I have a plus 3 on saves.
Yeah. She has an aura that makes +3 on saves.
All right.
So
So it wouldn't affect Shauna, but it would affect everybody else.
All right, so that
It's-
makes Shadows a 22 then.
yeah.
What is the DC for the burst?
Yeah.
15?
15.
This zombie survives. This one fails.
Nope.
Last one. So only this one takes damage. These are the dexterous.
Cool.
These are ninja zombies.
Ninjas, cool. Well, the one I didn't even roll that high. 5 points of force damage. So not even a great, not a great result, and not a great roll. But it was an interesting concept because whenever you're going to use Sword Burst,
I try to, and it always rolls low.
Is she doing anything
well,
else?
I could risk 3 attacks of opportunity. Or just 2, but I'm gonna. Wait a minute. I cast a spell, so I can't do that. All right. So I'm going to risk 3 attacks of opportunity and move out of the way.
Okay. 3 attacks from the zombies. So first one hits for 3.
Yeah. All right.
Second one hits for 5. And third one hits for 5 more.
It's all right. So that leaves me with 18.
And I need 3 more.
Nah.
3 more Constitution saves from Les.
So it's really feast or famine, isn't it?
That's basically that would be a 6, even though it's.
So yeah, I guess 6, 16, and 18.
Okay. No problem. Is that where she's
I
going?
don't believe you. I do not believe you when you say no problem.
Don't
I'm
worry
not one
about
with
it.
Interception.
No, you don't worry about it. It's like they're just zombies. It's gonna be like all I gotta do is deal with the like. I made the 28 days later reference. I'm aware of the rage virus, but less is staying there.
Okay.
Not one, an interception on one of them.
So you can reduce the total damage that she took by 4.
So add back.
Yep, 22 damage left. Then.
Okay. And that will be Les's turn. To the top of the order, Idune.
Okay. So I am going to use bonus action to disengage.
Idune, glad to see you've got past the T virus, T-pose virus.
Eh. Yeah. Bonus action disengage. here.
It's not like we're already dealing with the T virus right now.
5 and because wings float above water.
The water's not that deep. You can walk into that area. But just as, how are you bonus action disengaging? Because disengage is an action.
No, patient defense. You can take disengage as a bonus action.
Okay, that's what I was just asking.
Monk. I could also, if I wanted to, add a focus point so I have dodge on top of it.
I was just asking how you were doing it as a bonus action. That's no problem.
Yep. Technically, I have 2 different ways to do disengage. I can either patient defense or step of the wind with focus point, where I disengage and dash.
So many ways.
So
Anyway.
many ways, because monk. Anyway, so
I'll have to remember that for my centaur.
yep. And silver breath weapon on that. So sorry, Shauna, but that is the most I can hit in one time.
One more time for me, Mark, where you're doing it. It's the straight line.
Yep.
Are
right
those
there.
3? Okay.
Yep, all 3 of those, and technically also Shauna. So
And con save.
Con save
So going
13. If you succeed it, it's half damage.
Okay, so that would be 7 damage.
That would be
So 7 damage.
All right.
You are guaranteed to take 7.
Closest one to you, Idun, takes 15. The back one that took the force damage, it succeeds, so it takes 7. And then the bottom one takes 15 damage.
question.
Yes.
Would telekinetic reprisal activate?
I don't think so, because it's an ice breath and it's not directly hitting you.
I think
It's a breath attack.
that just requires that she takes damage.
When you take damage from a creature within 10 feet of you,
So
you can use your reaction to force that creature.
So
You
you
can
won't
make a-
you won't be able to do that because you reacted to you did use your interception as a reaction for less. So you don't have a reaction until your next
Yeah.
turn.
Yep.
Oh, that would be funny, because then we could combo.
No, that would hurt me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would hurt
That
Idun.
If there was a way to combo it that you could like reflect it in a 5-foot radius around you, that would be awesome. But
unless because telekinetic reprisal is force damage. The only thing that I could do is if it was bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage, then I could deflect it and try to redirect it. But since it's not, it wouldn't. Okay, and so now second attack, because I get 2 attacks per turn. It's not bonus action yet.
Ooh, I could actually absorb it. But yeah, that would be a reaction as well.
It's a reaction, yes.
So you take 7 damage. I mean, it's not that much.
I'm just gonna punch the one in front of me.
Punch.
Stop.
A nat 1.
That still
Like-
meets the AC.
Hilariously.
Oh, let's see what you actually roll on your D100.
Good news is I'm punching, so weapon breaking doesn't work.
Disarming also doesn't work.
Yep. Roll the D100.
Yep,
What? 70.
70. You stumble away 5 feet, and the zombie makes an attack of opportunity against you. So where do you want to stumble to? It has to be away from the zombie.
I'll go that way.
Okay. So you stumble there, and the zombie gets to swing at you. And it misses.
This would have been hilarious if it rolled a 1. Now it stumbles as well.
So you miss.
Unfortunately, Idun already used. No, Idun. Sana already used her reaction, so we can't continue chaining.
They're all just falling over.
I don't even want to consider the calculation of the odds, but you would have to roll critical fails into a 70 multiple times. So
Well,
that'd be
I think it's a range for the 70 at least.
It's 70 to 70. It's for the stumble for any stumble away. It's 69 to 98.
So there's a pretty good chance.
Okay, so
It's
all right, so it
critical
would be
fail
about
hit.
yeah, but it would still be a 1 in 20 to basically a 3 in 10.
Yep. So this one would have to critically fail. Then Shauna would have to critically fail. Then this one would have to critically fail, and then the shadow would have to critically fail. That's the chain that would happen.
That'd be hilarious.
It's like, ah.
All right, but that was your second attack, Idun. You still have a little bit of movement. So anything you want to do?
I shall step right here,
Okay.
next to this zombie. Welcome back, zombie.
Oh, I have an
Come back,
idea.
Cotter.
All right.
Is the zombie Cotter?
It's gonna be a funny idea if once it comes to my turn.
Ramira, your turn.
Hasn't this entire combat been funny ideas?
Oh, believe me, I'm just gonna nuke myself.
Done.
Okay. Of course, as always, reckless attack at the beginning.
Okay. A 23 hits. Both of them would have hit.
True, there's only zombies, but I just like using the attack itself. That's grand total of 16 there, and then because it's frenzy for that very first.
Okay,
That'd be
and
25
then
points total.
that one needs to. No, it dies. Oop.
I have no more movement, so that's well. Wait a minute, I can move a little. I could. No, no. It took me 25 to get there, but I had already done my attack, so yeah, that's it.
All right. You still have some. How much movement do you have? Also, hey, Chimakar, thank you very much for the follow.
Sweet.
Where were you? You were about right down there. So that's only, what, 5, 10... It's only 15 feet of your movement. You still have movement left. Ramira?
Ramira.
Oh my god, it's like I almost tune out when it comes to my turn. We're still on my sorry. I'm alright with where I'm at. I mean, I've only got about 10 feet of movement left.
That's enough to get you
Not really.
into over here to this zombie. And you would have your second attack.
Not by not my count, but if I'm counting 15, that is not 10.
5, 10. You can move on the diagonal.
Ramira, the perpendicular dwarf.
5 here, 5 up there for 10.
How much movement did you use to get up there?
Range.
'Cause
I always counted diagonals as 10 and not 5
No.
feet, so
Yeah,
my
no.
fault. I think that's old 3-point rule still.
Might
in my
be.
head.
nobody knows.
I'm sure somebody does. I just don't.
And that hits.
I mean, we could play chess. Have Ramira be the knight.
Excuse me, what?
I said we could play chess. Have Ramira be the knight. Because
Yeah.
all she would move is 1, 2, 3.
So would that make Diggory with his hammering horns and goring rush ability the rook or the bishop?
Bishop.
Oh dear.
Shauna is a pawn.
Just like what I'm gonna do on my turn.
Pawn?
All right.
Yeah.
That one is dead. Les, do you have any? Or sorry, Ramiro, do you have anything else you're doing on your turn?
I don't have anything else to do.
Okay. Diggory.
Alright, Diggory is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and going swinging. Meanwhile, this zombie is looking like he's going swimming. That tells you what I'm planning on doing. 23 to hit,
That hits.
and he's going towards the pond. 13 points of bludgeoning damage,
So 5 feet there.
and follow up again.
Blood Bowl rolls.
25. The zombie absolutely doesn't have fend, so 10.
And it needs to make a constitution. It goes here. And is still alive.
It's got his
Blood
feet
Bowl
left.
rules.
Blood Bowl rules. What do I have? What do I have for a bonus section? What do I have for a bonus section? Nah, I'm good. That'll be my turn.
Okay.
Mm,
See, that one was a part of the lower zombies, so there's just the 2 upper zombies left. We are both going to attack Shauna.
That's fine.
I need to beat a 15. So 1 slam from the one on the left. Hits for 7 damage.
That's fine. I have ideas.
And then the one on the other side hits for 2 damage.
It's for 2 Wow. Wow. Wow.
All right,
Wow.
Shauna, it's your turn.
So, the thing that I have in mind deals with a 5-foot radius around me.
Oh, you're gonna drop Moonbeam on yourself.
Yep, and I'm gonna absorb every ounce of it.
Orbital bombardment incoming.
Yep.
Firing orbital laser.
You know, Helldiver, you're supposed to throw the beacon away from you before you call it in, but okay. Go ahead and roll Moonbeam. A con save from both the zombies.
And
Left one passes, right one fails.
I am gonna absorb it.
Oh, you actually get your own save as Constitution.
What type of damage is it again?
Radiant.
Radiant.
Read absorb
It's-
elements again.
It's radius damage. Don't worry. That's not the worst one. The one you really got to worry about is hypotenuse damage.
But yes.
The math joke.
But
Could actually absorb radiant damage using absorbed elements because I swear it should be an element.
no, you can't. Yeah, you can't use absorb element because it's only acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder.
It should be an element. No ifs, ands, or buts because you absorb the ray of the sun, and what's the sun? Radiant.
Fire.
It's fire. So you would take. So you do get your Constitution save.
Oh well, I'll just nuke myself anyways.
So you
You
take
pass it anyway.
You take half, so you take 5. So this one takes 5 points. This one gets melted.
I swear, radiant should be an element. I have not been using the absorb element at all, and
Ironically, you would have been able to use it when I did the cold breath.
I could have used it if I
But
did
you-
not already do a reaction. Now,
Yes.
All right. So you won't use that absorb element reaction for that one. But you did cast
Nope.
the spell, so you don't have any more actions. Anything else you're going to do? You still have your movement.
still have movement, and I could Misty Step my way out of here since I don't. Since I
Cast the spell.
You already cast a spell.
Misty Step is a
It's still a spell.
Bonus action.
bonus action.
It's still a spell, technically.
But I'll still allow you to, if you want to Misty Step away and use the spell up, that's fine.
Because then her plan of absorb elements wouldn't have worked either. Because
Absorb
Yeah.
Elements is a first level spell.
But Moonbeam is concentration, so because you took damage, you have to do a concentration check first.
Mm-hmm. Concentration.
Con save. And it's the +3. Whatever it says.
Nope. You.
An 11. It's +3 for any saves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 1 second.
I will still argue over the fact that Radiant should be an element. But that's
You
just
will
me.
lose that argument every time.
That's
Or at
just-
least upcasting absorb elements should add elements onto it.
Yeah.
What class are you again? You're a paladin, but what's your subclass, Kitsu?
I'm a paladin of
The ancients.
ancients.
Okay.
You're trying to see if she accidentally broke her oath.
No, I don't pay that much attention to oaths, honestly. But the aura that you're using, usually auras don't affect. Oh, nope, you're right. It is you over there. I just wanted to verify that. Okay, so 11.
You and your allies in the aura gain a +3 to saving throws while in the aura. If another paladin is present, a creature can benefit from only one aura of protection at a time.
Okay. So with your aura protection, you do pass the concentration check, so the beam still stands.
Okay. And I have Mind Link, and that has, or Severed from Dreams, and that has not been activated at all.
What are you
Has
doing?
to be put to sleep.
Are you doing the Misty Step? Or are you just staying there?
No, I'll just stay here.
Okay. Southern Zombies' turn. These
I don't
two are still feared. They are gone. Running off the field. This
I
one.
could just heal myself.
Oh. So you didn't move, Kitsu, right?
No, they didn't move.
No.
You got moonbeamed again.
No, that's at the start of their turn.
A creature also makes the save when the spell's area moves into its space, when it enters the spell's area, or ends its turn there. Oh, wait. Only once per turn, though. So it's one of the three. You either have to enter it, start your turn, or end your turn. So I'm pretty sure the starter is entering.
Yep, the creature also makes this save when the spell moves into its space, enters its.
Yeah, or ends its turn. So, but only a creature makes this save once per turn. So,
Yep.
the
Okay.
zombie would have to do it when its turn comes around, but Kitsu does not make it when she ended her turn.
That is, so that one will happen on the 13 one for that one if it survives there. The only one that's left on this 8 is this one, which it's going to move up to here and take a swing at Idun again.
Okay.
And miss.
Dang.
Less.
I told you that I was gonna do a silly.
I was half
You
hoping.
did.
I was half hoping
All
that
right.
attack would have hit because there's very little chance that the amount of damage it can do is more than I can stop with deflect attack.
Les is going to do the most boring thing ever right now. Eldritch Blast. First on the left, second on the right. 17 to hit. For 11 force damage on the left.
And it fails the con save for Undead Fortitude. It drops.
And the right. 11 to hit. 7 force damage.
And it fails the con save for Undead Fortitude, and it drops. That
I love how this entire combat was dealt with by only killing 6 things when there was like 17 on the board.
Instant drop.
fear was very, very effective here.
Yep.
The area falls quiet after the battle. And while the stench of death does fill the area with all the dead zombies around you, you find yourself able to relax a little bit.
And a lot of scorched ground.
Wonder how close that T-Rex was to biting it.
You will never know, says the voice
Probably
from the sky.
not.
Well, that was fun. Twirling her paintbrush.
Tell me, friends, what would you like to do now?
I think a certain someone wants to put the boat down for a little while longer.
The boat has floated out to the middle of the lake.
I'm
Well-
going to swim out to that boat. I'm going to climb in. You all are on your own. I'm in a boat. Just going to lay down.
Ah,
The boat's fine right where you left it. You didn't put it actually in the water.
I'm going to put the boat in the water. I'm going to lay down in it. Screw you guys. I'm on a boat.
wow, I didn't know that you were a water bison.
It's water buffalo. And I'm sure there's some of that in my heritage somewhere. And if not, well, I'll just make it so. I'll just say that it is. Who knows? I can't get the Tyrannosaurus as a hat. Maybe I'll just get myself a pirate hat and call myself a water buffalo.
Your 15th cousin 3 times removed from your third cousin's twice removed family tree was a water buffalo.
That's a remarkably Uncle Wiggly position to take. You laugh, so you know what I'm referencing.
But beyond that, the day settles for the rest of the day, and you make it to the next morning, for the most part, completely healed up, but not bad.
Short rest or long rest?
Long rest.
Long rest.
Although, Chun,
Good.
please reduce Les's maximum HP by 3.
No.
Right.
Oh no.
All right. Well, his max
No
HP is
Shauna
now
comes
42.
to the rescues.
Huzzah! I'm no longer tied with less for max HP.
Nah. Les, darling, are you okay?
She gives you a thumbs up.
You look a little pale.
She writes in her little notebook for you. I am a warlock. I spend most of my time indoors mostly.
Well, just let me know when you feel like you need some lay on brush.
She nods to you. All right, who would like to make our survival roll for the day?
A person that has not been here.
Too late.
Ramira did. All right.
Ramira, the best, the highest.
And again,
This
going
way's
back, going south to Omo.
All right.
At
going
least the
south.
boat's got to carry me for a bit.
You rested in the boat and feel pretty good about it. You did wake up like in the middle of the lake. Saw that giant snapping turtle eyeing you creepily, but you were able to row back in without incident.
Yo ho, yo ho. A pirate's life for me.
It almost looked like you were going to be turtle food.
All right.
I'm betting he's a bit wary of me at the moment.
Forgot to actually paint the picture of beautiful that beautiful turtle. Ah, stupid dinosaur.
As you are heading out into the jungle to begin your day, after about maybe an hour's worth of traveling and pushing through, you find a very obviously man-made clearing. Some trees cut down that actually form a small wall to block off certain areas, making a small little palisade out of the trees that are chopped down. But no living person around to at least tell. As you approach it, without even going inside, you can tell that any occupants are dead. You actually see one skeletonized body leaning over something in the middle of the area, but without going inside, you can't tell too much about what happened.
Good idea. Shame about the execution.
Sounds like somebody should go over.
There's an
Yes,
obvious.
if only we had people with wings.
Oh wait, we do.
There is a easy way. There is a opening that leads right in, and it's not completely sealed off.
Doing
You mean this isn't Elden Ring Night Rain where where it's easiest to just jump over all the palisade walls, even if it looks like you shouldn't be able to?
I wouldn't know. I haven't played that yet, but I want to.
It's really good. It is so good.
I mean, it's Elden Ring. You know, it's a Souls game, so yes. Anyway,
Yana squeals a bit, and hides behind the Diggory and pushes him towards the entrance, and then backs away behind one of the logs.
Dune's already on top of the wall.
Yep, on top of the wall. What was the Dune's history again? Background?
Idune's?
Yes.
Idune's background is Urchin.
You wouldn't recognize it. Diggory would actually recognize immediately, kind of after as you get pushed into the inside. What it is it looks like a dig site. There are a few. There are obviously clearly marked areas. A bunch of shovels and other digging tools excavated. On one side of the palisade, the inside area, is the skeleton of some kind of long dead creature. It doesn't look like anything that you have read about in any of your books, at least what is exposed. And the skeleton that you can see now that you two are inside or on the palisade is crumpled over a old stone chest. A crowbar
Well-
is still inside of it, but the stone chest is not opened.
Intriguing and curious. Notebook is already out. Diggory furiously scribbling notes.
Oh, what a
Notes.
mean place.
Observate. If all of you are just going to be like standing there and watching, the least you could be doing is seeing if there's any the sort of surviving documentation or papers. Don't touch the chest yet.
What was a chest?
The big stone coffer in the middle of the thing, under the skeleton. Don't touch it.
Dune's gonna go grab
Why do I bother?
What's your strength?
it. 12.
You are not able to lift.
She's not gonna. She's not gonna lift it. She's gonna just go basically poke at it and try to open it.
Oh, make a strength check with advantage because you can use the crowbar. You crack it open. And as you do, inside you see a barely held together leather bag that is wrapped around something roughly about the size of your fist.
Well, I suppose my initial concerns were invalid.
It's totally gonna grab whatever the heck that is.
You grab the bag, and the bag itself crumbles away from age. But what's inside is perfectly fine, as you find a gold nugget slightly carved to vaguely resemble the shape of a person inside the bag.
Shauna does not want to look in there because she saw a skeleton.
But Digger, as you're kind of looking around, you don't see any surviving. There's no tents or anything around this area. It's not even that big. It just seems like they may have walled off just the working area. There's no, besides the rotted out tools, there's no surviving documents as to what might be here.
That's perfectly unfortunate. How is anybody supposed to find or understand what the ancient ruins if no one leaves behind anything of written value? Ugh.
By looking around, of course.
Well, certainly, if we have time. These folks apparently had time. They only have all the time in the world. They're dead.
Yeah.
You hear from behind you, I'm keeping watch.
Thanks, Shauna. Well, let's see. Only skeletons to go of, humanoid in nature, possibly human, possibly elvish. Really doesn't matter. Can't hardly tell at this point. The actual skeleton and the skeleton of interest is positively arcane to me. Never seen anything of this variety. Fortunately, the coffer and chest was not trapped. Luckily for the dune. Hmm. I'm just gonna take a little bit of time and carefully sketch the a skeleton. Hey, Shauna, if you don't want to look at a jungle, you want to draw something just so we have like more pictures of this.
Uh, everything's good.
If you could draw it in my notebook, it would be saved for posterity for thousands of years of researchers to study.
Sure.
If you know how to work them. I hand over a notebook and and my writing utensil. I'm going to want these back, remember?
No problem. Aye, sir.
I'm definitely
Okay.
getting that pirate hat now. Why am I preoccupied with hats?
Dune's gonna go
Right,
walk
you
up.
have points.
Good. Dune's gonna go up to one of the skeletons and punch the pelvic bone.
The bone shatters and crumbles away very easily.
Hey, look! Death by Snoo Snoo.
This is a potentially valuable archaeological find, and you go ahead and make a crass joke.
Well, someone had to.
There's nothing.
Besides, if someone didn't, then if this skeleton came to life, that get legs.
Well, a crawling skeleton would be better than a walking one, sure.
Defense against the dark art's the best way. Destroy the death by snoo snoo.
Yes.
They always say if a necromancer wants to raise dead, all they have to do is just draw the legs back on, and then voila, you got a walking skeleton. My teachers were strange.
You sure that your conservatory wasn't a dark tower?
As you travel on a little bit further on into the day, you find yourself moving through the jungle on a actually somewhat cleared out path that looks like it has been made by something stomping that's rather large. Um, After traveling along the trail for just a little bit because it provides the easiest way through the jungle, you find yourself upon the about half of a body of a human.
I'd recommend not staying here. Unless of course we want to have another crack at getting me a fancy hat.
Think that we might want to get a move on. This might be a trap. Whatever killed this person must be still in ambush stance.
You actually can see from behind them what looks like drag marks that are coming towards you. The head of the body is facing you as you're coming upon it. So it's crawling away from something in the direction that you are traveling. And it looks like he crawled for a little while. Is anybody from Baldur's Gate?
Nope. About how many times I've claimed Waterdeep, I certainly can't say that.
I
Well, even
don't
from
know about.
Waterdeep, you would recognize this because they are up there too. You recognize that the armor, or at least the tabard that the body is wearing, is of the Flaming Fists.
What are the Flaming Fists doing here? That'll be something to get the police, the guard watch, whatever. The keepers of the peace of Baldur's Gates down this way. Oh,
Did we take a wrong turn at Albuquerque?
we haven't been teleported again. A Mercury dragon is on the other side of the continent. With luck.
The what?
Don't worry about it. We should probably find out where this guy came from. It'd be a shame for this entire thing to be leading up to it just for us as a party and players to ignore an obvious adventure hook.
I mean, it would be a good idea.
It'd be one thing if it was apparently a half-eaten random nobody, but
Oh.
he's got identifiable markings on his clothing, so
If you
he's at least weighs a specific kind of random half-eaten nobody found in the woods.
if you searching the body, you do find a charter. Basically, what his charter that identifies him as Lord Onavin the Fourth of the Dales. He doesn't seem to have anything
Nobleman
else
of
on
some
him.
respect. Not a type, not a name that I recognize. Well, I'll hold on to this charter for a while, at least. I'm the one with the documents, anyway. So, shall we find out where he's come from and what happened?
Wouldn't the charter say something?
Beyond it, I didn't quite hear half of what you said, Dehedro. So, what did the charter say? Anything more about the reason why he was here?
Nope, it just gives the person's name. The charter for the Flaming Fist is basically just your identification, your badge that says you're with the Flaming Fist.
All right, fine with me. Yeah, so I say we follow the drag and see what happens, or we'll see what happened rather.
You can see that after a little traveling a little while, you find what looks to be the place of a scuffle. That has obvious T-Rex marks that seem to go off in a different direction after a large, what you can only assume is a blood spot, is formed in the ground. And from there, you can see that the drag mark goes off in the direction that you came.
So the Flaming Fist found and apparently fed one of the larger dinosaur species.
Good for them.
No, it means they're dead.
Well, they succeeded in keeping the wildlife here fed. Good for them.
I mean, she's not wrong.
I suppose not.
After moving past there for just a little bit longer, you find yourself in a small grove of some very nice looking trees that are growing on them about fist sized nuts that are um, hanging down from each of the trees. They look like they are lush, and the trees look like they are lush and green, and there are plenty of the nuts hanging down from each of the trees in the area. As you are approaching the trees, uh, yeah, at least not even to grab anything, but just going through the area as they are in your travel, you see a total of 6 of these guys in the trees.
Oh,
The koalas went weird.
They, as you kind of approach, they all begin to growl and bare their teeth at you, but they don't seem to be doing anything to actually attack.
Hmm. You suppose they'll try and do something silly if we try and steal their nuts?
don't think we should really attack them. I think they're just being very protective.
Probably. All right. Well, we'll just leave them to their nuts, I guess.
Okay. You pass them, find yourself a small little area to camp for the night.
Hey, the
And
coconut nut is a big, big nut. If you eat too much, you'll get very fat. A coconut nut is a big, big nut, but this delicious nut is not a nut.
I know the song that you're singing. It's a
with that and the end of another day going into the next day, we will wrap up the session here.
huzzah!
Works for
And,
me.
Day come Clary.
and we will resume in 2 weeks' time.
Okay.
Hooray!
So, hopefully everybody enjoyed the little bit of a craziness, the escaping T-Rex, the continued elusiveness of a giant trophy for Diggory, which this time was their own fault.
I have been nearly swallowed whole. I have been nearly bitten in half, and then I scare it away.
At least you're
If it
progressing.
ends up being that if it, if it if it ends up being that I have to suplex the damn dino to get what I want, I'd better get those 2 levels of wizard quickly.
All that I will say is there is a bigger,
know.
nicer target for you to try and get a skull of.
Joy.
Just suplex the dinosaur as we're trying to run away from it. Like that one
Yeah.
scene in Final Fantasy VI.
Yep. Actually, on that thing of 2 weeks, I'm not gonna be here.
3 weeks.
I can be here.
But all right. Everybody, thank you so much. If you are out there in chat, thank you so much for watching. Again, Chimocator, thank you very much for the follow. It's awesome to see that alert is working as well too. Everybody in everybody else's chats, have a thank you so much for watching on their side too, and we hope to see you next time we play.
Indeed. And from my side, over on Hedros, thank you for being here. And on my side, thank you all for hanging around, chatting, being all around cool dudes. It's mostly been Kitsu and a bot that we kicked out, but thank you for being here otherwise, and we will see you all in the next one.
Bye.
Have a good rest of your day, everyone.
Okay, bye bye.
Where's the button? There it is.